morning. December 28th, 2024. Morning 5x5. Good morning. Listening to Proverbs again. It's a funny one. Well, it's not funny. It says the wicked flee when no one pursues. The righteous is bold as a lion. I was thinking about it. They see a lot of people, a lot of trauma survivors get into running, and it's not like I'm running away from anything. It's kind of like I'm running into stuff. Like I learned a while back to turn and try to look squarely at whatever it was that I was feeling afeared of. If I had a overwhelming desire to react in some kind of defensive way about something, that was my biggest signal to start looking at that, whatever it is, head on. Look it squarely in the face. Try to understand the situation, because one of the things that was happening to me see, I was diagnosed PTSD. I know what that's about. I experienced it for several decades of my life, where some environmental cue would begin triggering a tremendous amount of fight and flight, like an overwhelming amount of fight and flight, and stories in my head would begin to supersede the reality of my situation around me, and I would believe that things were happening that weren't actually happening. It was, trust me, very confusing and difficult to deal with, and I hurt a lot of people because of it, and I was held back in life for quite a while until I came to the place where I learned to turn and face that stuff, to look squarely at it and try to understand what it was about that particular circumstance that was causing me to want to run away or fight. And at first it happened slowly. I would get to a spot where I would recognize that it was an environmental cue and it was triggering this response, and I would recognize that I was having a response, but I couldn't do anything to stop the response at first. Then as a result of practice, I came to a place where I was able to recognize the cue. I was able to recognize the oncoming response. I was able to restrain myself from responding the way my system was trying to impel me to, but I would still have the flush of all the chemicals. I would still be really freaked out. I didn't take action on the response, and that took a while. It took some reprogramming, and then finally it got to the spot where I was able to go, oh, yeah, that's one of those places in life where I used to get really freaked out and do dumb things because of it. I don't have to do that anymore. And little by slowly, I got to this place where I'm at now, where I largely don't respond. I don't react to life anymore. For the most part, I'm able to respond. Getting back to running. So yeah, part of why I run is because it's like that stuff that I used to flee from. I used to flee from being uncomfortable. I used to flee from difficulty. I used to flee from all that sort of stuff. And now I run to it. We can flee when there is no pursuer, but the righteous is bold as a lion. I'm not calling myself righteous. I'm just saying that it's a different approach to life. To get up and go face first at the stuff that's difficult that you'd rather not do. That's my morning 5x5.